Hello, cyberspace astronauts. Are you ready to be entertained with pointless jibber-jabber and senseless small talk? If so, then you have come to the right place. It's the Todd Cook Show, starring Todd Cook, featuring Todd Cook, with special guest Todd Cook. Now broadcasting from his garage, here he is, Todd Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Todd Cook Show. This is episode number 12. Can you believe it? Number 12 already. That is one less than 13, one more than 11, and it's going to be the best show we've had to date. How do I know that? Because I'm doing two things that I've never done on the Todd Cook Show before, and I'm going to do them both right here on episode number 12. Thank you very much for listening. I am Todd Cook, coming to you live from my garage in Wichita, Kansas. And when I say live, I always want to explain that to you because obviously I'm not really live. Whenever you are listening to this, it's not the same time that I am saying these words. But it is live in the sense that once I hit the record button on my computer, it does not stop until the show is over. So maybe I should say that this show is not live, but it is recorded in real time. And because I could easily pause the recording and go back and correct things and make the show a lot better. I could take the time to make each segment really good and really tight as far as the music goes and everything and how it's played. But I don't do that. I just hit the record button, and everything that happens between the time I hit record and until I hit stop. So here it is, episode 12 of the Todd Cook Show. And like I said, I got a special guest in the studio with me. And I'm going to get to that special guest in just a moment. And I'm also going to take a phone call. Those are the two things that I said I'm going to do on this show that I have never done before, and I'm going to try. And the main reason I want to try that right now is because somewhere down the road I might want to do that quite often. And so this will give me a chance to see if it's actually going to work or not. And if it doesn't work, then oh well, I'll know, and I'll just scratch it all and do my normal show like I normally would. But I'm going to get to that guest in just a moment. I got music by Jeremiah Johnson coming up, and also this is another first for the Todd Cook Show. I'm going to play two songs. One song is called "Won't Be Long" by Jeremiah Johnson, and the other one is "Wichita" by Robin Roberts and Billy Preston. I figured that'd be a pretty fitting song since that's where I'm at here, Wichita, Kansas, and that's coming up in just a moment. Let's see, my email address is thetoddcookshow@gmail.com. I need your guys' help out there. I need more people to start listening and email me. Let me know that you're listening on YouTube, youtube.com/thetoddcookshow, or you can find me on iTunes as well. And I'm looking to get bigger and better. I think sometime in the near future, maybe this summer, I'm going to try to go live. There's lots of different options on the internet where I can do that, and different websites that make that something I can do. So I'm looking into that right now, and I'm hoping at some time in the near future I will be able to go live. So once again, this is good practice for me. I'm kind of excited about it. All right, it's time for that live guest. And as I was thinking about who my first guest would be on the Todd Cook Show, there was a couple different names that came to my mind, but I cannot think of a better guest than the one I have here today. Of all the guests that I thought of, this was my favorite first pick that I wanted, and by golly, it actually came true. Here with me today on the 12th episode of the Todd Cook Show is my wonderful wife, Samantha.
Hello.
How's it going there, baby?
All right.
You know, by the way, I was going to tell you before we sat down here, this is the chair I'm going to give you. You could probably use it tonight, couldn't you?
Yes.
Downstairs in the basement. Well, see, I don't need a nice comfy chair out here in the studio. I get to stand. Last week I actually stood up and did the whole episode while standing, so I don't even need a chair. I'll be more than happy to give this to you. I know you got some work to do tonight, and this will help you get that work done and more comfort. All right, now, as I said on last show, me and my wife are expecting a baby. And I'm going to play something for my wife here. She has no idea what I'm going to play, but I want her to talk into the microphone now. And after I play this, I want her instant reaction to this right here.
Oh, my God.
Won't be long.
You're the one that'll be getting up every night.
I probably will be. It's
Okay,
great.
that's enough.
It's a great sound. I can't stop it. You have to give it a bottle or something.
Oh,
I'm going to play it
man.
again because we're going to have to get used to this. It's going to be happening. When's the due date?
October 28th.
October 28th, and if history repeats itself, it'll be more like September. So we better get used to that sound. I think it's wonderful. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh.
And as we were first discovered that this new baby was on its way, one of the questions I asked you, and I can't remember your exact response, but two things we might be needing here when the baby arrives is a new house and a new car, or a new car. Which one do we need most?
Probably the vehicle.
And why is that?
Because you can't fit 3 kids in your little truck.
Well, I doubt I would never take a newborn baby in my truck unless I get some things fixed on it for sure. But I was thinking that probably as well. Vehicles, as expensive as they are, they're still a little cheaper than houses.
Yeah.
And
Slightly.
this house has how long have we been here?
6 years in August.
6 years this coming August, and we'll probably be here a little bit longer. But my main concern with the car was, right now we have just 2 boys, Jackson, who's 2, and he's in his car seat. And then we've got the empty space in the middle. And then in the next side of the vehicle is Johnny, who is 6. And they seem to have, even though they have that space between them, they seem to conflict quite a bit. And so I was a little worried that, with the newborn baby, we usually would want it in the back seat on the passenger side so that the driver can look back and see the baby. So that would put Johnny and Jackson right next to each other. And if they have that many conflicts when they're far apart, just imagine what would happen if they're that close together. So I think we need something with 3 rows, right?
Yep. But I don't want a minivan.
Well, that's the problem. It's either going to have to be a minivan or like one of those big SUVs. And I remember one time our car was in the shop, and we got a loaner, and it was like this big giant Dodge Durango or something, and you didn't like that either. So which is it going to be, a really huge vehicle or a minivan?
I think we just need to quit having kids.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late for that. It's too late for that. The baby is on its way for sure. There's not much we can do to stop it. But and then how about with the house? If we stay in this house, and I think we talked about this as well, explain how we're going to get things set up as far as the baby's room. Right now, our bedroom is on the main floor. The littlest one, Jackson's, on the same floor. And then Johnny, the 6-year-old, is upstairs. When the baby arrives, what do you see happening?
I have no idea. I've tried different scenarios, and I just don't know. I don't know, honey.
Well, if we go upstairs, it'd be all right with me, but we got to take into consideration the fact that right now, Johnny's room, the ceiling is blue, like the sky, and the walls are green. Are we going to be able to keep that?
No. Sorry. You'll have to paint again.
I'm not painting again.
Well, you better pay somebody to do it.
Well, we'll see what happens, but either way, and then I guess the baby, there's 2 rooms upstairs. We'll just make a little door in between the 2 rooms, the two areas, to make it a little more private for us. And I think the baby nursery could be right there as well. And then Johnny and Jackson both have the bedrooms downstairs. Do you think that'd work?
I don't think so. I don't know. I have no idea what to do.
Well, we said the same thing with the first baby. We were actually in an apartment when Johnny was born, and we knew that wasn't going to work. So shortly after he was born, I don't know, how old was he when we moved here? He wasn't even a year old yet, was he?
He was probably around 1.
Maybe around 1 year old.
We had his first birthday party here, so we moved in August, and then September he turned 1. So.
Yes, I remember that. So anyway, there are some big changes coming up for our family, and I can't wait. And one of those changes is that right there. I wish our kids still cried like that.
Where did you even find this at? This is
there's
nice.
all over the internet. That was a very newborn sound there. But our kids don't cry like that anymore. I was going to try to get
They just scream.
Yeah. I was going to try to get a recording of Jackson's high-pitched squeal that he does, whether he's happy or mad. It doesn't matter. Whatever strong emotion he's having, he expresses it with this high-pitched squeal, and it will blow your eardrums out. So hopefully Jackson will get a little bit older, and before the baby starts crying, Jackson will stop the screaming phase. But either way, we got to take a short little break here. Samantha's going to stick with me and be back on the other side of this commercial. You're listening to The Todd Cook Show. I'll be right back. Hi, Todd Cook here. Do you like going out on Friday or Saturday nights for some supper and live music, but you're not into the bar scene? Because let's face it, when the alcohol starts to flow, those places can get a little loud and a bit rowdy. Sometimes to the point that it becomes difficult for you to enjoy your food or the music. Do you wish that there was a place that had good food, good music, but a less distracting atmosphere? A place that you can enjoy the food and the music, but still get home at a decent hour? Well, that place does exist, and it's right here in Wichita on the corner of Douglas and Hillside, or 110 South Hillside to be exact. It's called The Kiln. They have live music every Friday and Saturday night starting at 7 p.m. and ending at 9. The Kiln is a Christian-ran, non-alcoholic establishment that operates solely on donations. And they always have great food and great entertainment. And one of the best parts, you don't need a babysitter. You can bring the kids with you. So for more information, contact Mike through the Facebook page. The Kiln, K-I-L-N, and be sure to check it out yourself this Friday or Saturday night, 110 South Hillside, corner of Douglas and Hillside in Wichita. The Kiln, where they are always glad you came. Okay, now I'm going to play a song for you by Jeremiah Johnson. I forgot to mention I was going to do it right after this commercial, but I'll do it for you right now. This is Jeremiah Johnson. Look him up, iTunes. Johnson spelled S-E-N instead of S-O-N at the end. Jeremiah Johnson with Won't Be Long on the Todd Cook Show.
Covered up so many lies, no one covers up mine. I've stared into eyes that would rather kill than give me the time. I've seen the grass on the windswept lane, on the breeze I hear your name coming through like an old familiar song, and I swear it won't be long. I haven't seen those mountain tops, haven't seen those old truck stops. I guess it's somewhere along the way. Thought I had something to say. A simple task, too much to ask, and too meaningless to last. And you know me, I'm always wrong, but I swear it won't be long. Fragments of dreams not yet remembered, just a tally of debts that through my life I've incurred. Not a single one ever brought me closer to gone. It's been 10 long years and I swear it won't be long. It won't be long. Taken out and put it back so many times I don't know what I own. Behind the saddest eyes you'll find a soul left out all alone. But life pays in wisdom and in time you find the reason in rhyme. So trust your heart, it's seldom wrong, and just know it won't be long. It won't be long now, no, it won't be long now.
Jeremiah Johnson on the Todd Cook Show. Johnson spelled S-E-N, not S-O-N. Look him up on iTunes. All right, my email address is thetoddcookshow@gmail.com. Be sure to drop me a line there and tell me what you think about the show. Like I said, I got some plans in the future to try to go live and maybe get on some internet radio stations. We'll see what happens with that. You never know for sure what will happen. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to try to take a phone call. Now, I'm a little nervous about this because I have never done this before, and there's a good chance that it's just going to screw things up and it's not going to work. But I've listened to a lot of talk radio and a lot of podcasts, and if I try to take a phone call and it doesn't work, it won't be the first time it's ever happened. And not only to me, but to all the professionals out there as well. So we'll see what happens in just a few short minutes. My wife is here in the studio with me, and I'm sure she's got her microphone on, right?
Right.
Great. All right. A funny thing happened to us, and I know a little while back you mentioned to me that I shouldn't tell so many stories about going to Walmart, but I'm going to do another one. It's actually been a little while. I told about playing in the snow and some other things. I think it's been a while since I've talked about a trip to Walmart or to any store. But we had kind of a strange thing happen to us the other day that when we were there. We got a bunch of stuff, groceries, and the checkout lady's there. She's a bleach blonde gal, and she seems to be doing a fine job scanning our items. And Jackson was getting restless, and so I did what I do sometimes is just lift him up out of the cart and just let him walk around a little bit and keep my eye on him, while they're scanning the groceries so that he'll calm down a little bit and make things go a little smoother. Well, the lady is scanning, and I look up, and she just walks away. Just walks away. You remember that?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened, wasn't it?
Yep.
She didn't say anything. She didn't do anything. She just left. And when she left, what did you think happened?
She didn't just walk away. She took off real fast. So we thought she got sick. Like she's going to go, hurl somewhere or something. And
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. The way she did it, just all of a sudden left. I thought, well, that's either she saw somebody that she needed to stop, or maybe a customer forgot something and she wanted to track them down, or like I said, or like Samantha said, that she was getting sick or something. But she headed towards the back of the store, and there was a restroom. We were literally right by the front restrooms where she could have went that way. So we had no idea what had happened. She just literally all of a sudden just left. And we stood there. How long do you think we stood there?
Probably for 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Maybe not that long. It just felt that long.
Yeah, we stood there for a while, and we started looking around. We thought she'd be right back, and I lost track of her. I saw that she'd walked away, and I was dealing with Jackson and stuff, and next thing I know, I had no idea where she's at. She's just gone. And we're looking around, and I at some point I make eye contact with another cashier, and I look at her. I go, "Our cashier just left." She's like, well, "Just left?" I was like, "Yeah, I have no idea why." And did the cashier ever say anything?
She went and talked to she was talking to somebody else, the other cashier. So then she had left her line, and so there were two lines with no cashiers in them.
Yeah, and I've worked at grocery stores before, and so I've been in grocery stores a lot as a customer or as an employee, and I cannot recall a cashier just walking away very quickly, not slowly, just walking away. Well, as it turns out, 5 minutes later, she comes back, and what must have happened was we had a bottle of shampoo that she must have thought was leaking or something, and she decided to go all the way back to the aisle and replace it, which is fine. That's a good thing. If she would have called somebody to come and get it, to go and exchange it for us, by the time they came and got it, it probably would have been 20 minutes before they went back to get it. So, I guess she took the initiative to go get it, which is kind of nice, but shouldn't she at least say something?
Yeah. Too bad she's like, "Hey, I'm going to go switch this out for you guys." She just took off, ran off.
Yeah, she didn't say anything, and all I know is suddenly she was gone. And then what was it when she came back and the other cashier said, "Where'd you go?" And what'd she say?
She said "Hey, I got stuff here I can throw at you," or something like that.
Yeah, I got
objects to throw.
I've got objects, and I'm not afraid to use them. I don't know. She was just a ditzy blonde, or she was out of it.
You know what's funny is today when I was there, she was in the self-cashier's part. Where you can go through yourself, and she was in the middle. So she wasn't even at the cashier.
That was weird. I don't know. Maybe she was new or something, but it just seems like just the most general thing that you should do is tell somebody that you're leaving. Well, it's just suddenly gone. And I was like, wow. And there was people behind us in line starting to put their stuff up there, and I was The guy looked at me. I looked at him, just shrugged my shoulders. I don't know where she went. She was just gone. All right, I'm going to take another short commercial break. First, thank you, Samantha, for coming out here.
No problem.
One more time. Better get used to it. It's going to happen three or four times a night. You're going to be woke up to this. And I'll try to sneak out of the room nice and quiet. Because, see, Samantha, she has to get up early already. She has to get out of bed, by 5 o'clock or before that to go to work. So the last thing she needs is for her sleep to be interrupted. I, on the other hand, don't have to get up till 7:30, usually 7. But that extra couple hours is all the difference in the world. And so I'll probably get up with the baby as I did with the last one, and that's the way it should be. Whoever gets up the latest in the morning should be the one to get up in the middle of the night. You agree with that?
Yes.
All right. I didn't think you'd argue with me too much. But we're going to take a
Even
commercial.
if I had to go to sleep later or get up later than I'd
you'd
still
still
make you do it. So
That's okay.
if I have to carry the thing for 9 months, you have to get up with that.
I think what we did with the last ones is I got up in the middle of the night, but then on the weekends I kind of made you do it.
Yeah.
So on the weekends I could get a little extra sleep. At least one of those times I'd make you get up instead of myself. So we're going to listen to this as we go to a commercial break here. Thanks, Samantha, for coming in the studio with me. Love the sound of that baby crying. I'm going to take another little commercial break here, and when I come back, I'm going to take that phone call. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to The Todd Cook Show. Hi, folks. It's me, Todd Cook, and boy, do I have a deal for you. Do you have a business or a website, or maybe just an event that you want to promote, but you don't have the money to invest? Well, why not try to accomplish that right here on The Todd Cook Show? Free of charge. That's right. You can run an ad right here on this podcast free of charge. However, once The Todd Cook Show starts to pick up more and more listeners, the free offer will expire. So take advantage now. All you have to do is send your recorded commercial, which is 30 seconds or less, to me at this email address, thetoddcookshow@gmail.com. That's thetoddcookshow@gmail.com, and I will play it as time allows. So send me that commercial now and help The Todd Cook Show, and The Todd Cook Show will help you. All right, once again, I forgot to tell you that I got a song that I want to play for you as well. I told you at the beginning of the show, doing things a little differently on this episode, and so it just goes, of course, I'm going to make mistakes. But now I'm going to play a song for you by Robin Roberts and Billy Preston. It's called Wichita.
Midway, USA, heartbeat of the plains, blue skies all the day, my home on the range. Wichita, your sunset moves me. The beauty of your skyline woos me. Somewhere beyond where the rainbow ends there. Wichita, you river beauty, slow moving, easy city. Makes me feel somewhere. It's like I belong there. Wichita, the bells are ringing, children laughing, birds are singing. Midway, USA, heartbeat of the plains, blue skies all the day, my home on the range. Wichita, your nightlife sways me, those crazy old town charms amaze me. I feel at ease here. Somehow I'm free here. spirit dances in the wind. I hear it calling me softly, taking care of me. Wichita, the bells are ringing, children laughing, birds are singing. Midway USA, heartbeat of the plains, blue skies all the day, my home, home on the range, Wichita.
Robin Roberts and Billy Preston with their song Wichita. And I've been saying for quite some time now on this show that I am going to be taking a phone call. And that phone call should be coming anytime now. And I'm a little nervous about this because I've never taken a phone call before. And hopefully that's going to work out the way that I am expecting it to. But you never know for sure. And I'm not going to tell you who the phone call is from. In fact, I'm not real sure who might be on the other line. But we'll get to that in just a few short minutes. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com is my email address. Please take the time to look me up on iTunes or look me up on Facebook. It should be every episode I've ever done is there on YouTube. My wife just went back inside. She was out here in the studio. I had a good time with her. That was almost like doing a little bit that we did once before, a conversation with my wife, except for it was much more... the sound quality should have been a lot better because she was right here in the studio with me. And now I'm going to go to the phone here in just a short second here. I'm going to put it on hold. Somebody's calling. So I'm going to try to put it on hold here. And now I'm going to go to the phones. So here I am in Wichita, Kansas, on the Todd Cook Show. I got my very first phone call. Who's there?
It's me.
Who's me?
Me, your son.
Oh, Johnny. How you doing there, buddy?
Good.
That's good to know. What are you doing inside?
The air conditions outside are too bad for me.
The weather conditions, yeah, it's pretty cold outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't mind the cold if there's snow. You like playing in the snow, don't you?
Yeah. When it gets cold enough for the snow, I don't mind that cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a little funner when there's snow, but there's no snow outside now, and it's still cold.
Yeah.
Do you like tell people about what kind of TV shows you like? What's your favorite TV show?
Don't you know? Finders of Bigfoot.
Finding Bigfoot. That's right. And did you get to meet them one day?
Yes.
Which ones did you meet?
Well, all of them.
All of them? Did you meet Bobo?
Yes.
And Renee?
Yes.
And Cliff?
Yes. And Matt?
And Matt. Wow. Was that pretty neat?
Yes. I think well, Renee didn't look like the same at the show because she didn't have those glasses on and stuff.
Yeah, she wasn't wearing her glasses, so she looked a little different. All right. Do you have a good supper?
Yes.
All right. Daddy's going to let you go. Thanks for talking to me, okay? You're the very first phone call I ever had on my podcast.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Now, hopefully that worked out as well as it seemed to on this end. I could hear him fine. He seemed to be able to hear me all right. So, good job. That's Johnny, my 6-year-old son, the very first caller on the Todd Cook Show. My wife earlier was the very first in-studio guest, or any guest, I guess, I've had on the Todd Cook Show. So what a thrill that was. Worked out pretty good. And now at least I know, hold on 1 second here. I got to correct something. Now at least I know that it will work. This is one method that I can use to take phone calls on the Todd Cook Show. And, of course, there's always Skype as well. If I do Skype, I'm going to have to move the studio somewhere that has internet access because I don't have any out here in the garage. Well, I do, but it's too far away from the base that it probably would not work out very good. So, anyway, that is it for episode 12 of the Todd Cook Show. want to end it right there. Good place as any. And the next time I do it, maybe it'll go even smoother than that did. So thanks again for listening. Once again, tell everybody, tell a friend, tell somebody else about the Todd Cook Show. Tell them how much that you enjoy this show and how they need to get into podcasting and listening to podcasts. If they don't do it now, it sometimes can be kind of difficult. I tell people I do a podcast and try to explain it to them, and they give me that look like you record yourself talking and you want us to listen. And yes, I do. That's what I tell them. But and my wife, actually, she was kind of like that too, but she's got into it a little bit. She's got some other shows that she listens to, and this show as well. I hope she listens to this show. No, I know she does. All right, that's it then. Episode 12 of the Todd Cook Show is done. Thank you very much for listening. Tune back in next week, and I'll talk. You listen.